Hi there. So, thoughts and feedback on 360 Day 2. As you probably will have gathered from the previous video, I struggled with Day 1. I couldn't get engaged with it. Day 2, on the other hand, I'm happy to say it was far, far better. I met the content creators that they brought on, again, I couldn't relate to. It is that simple. I just couldn't relate to them because they got millions of subscribers, millions of followers, views, everything. And me, I don't. So I couldn't really relate to them in that sense. Some of the talk was on things that I'm nowhere near, so part of the talk was on memberships and how you should really structure them, and it was good information. It was good, solid information. I can't fault that. And I've taken notes and such because at the end of the day, in many years to come, when I eventually meet those criteria, at least I'll have a good idea of how things are meant to work, and it will help quite a lot. The lady who was representing artists on there, I don't know, I had a kind of clash of thoughts, because basically she was saying about shorts, just use it to show the completed work and then drag people in with links and stuff to the main thing, the main like how you did it bit. So I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna take some of this stuff and give it a try. I've got some notes and such. There was a guy there from the editing department. Again, some good advice, but it was like, I'm not quite at that stage yet. So again, a limitation to what I could take away with at the end of the day. I didn't do the hangouts on the networking. Again, I don't know, I just didn't feel that it was for me. There were more people there who were over the threshold for the requirements to get monetized, than there were people who, like me, aren't at that threshold. But it was certainly interesting to hear about the monetization program, how that works. And there were bits where you could get spreadsheets and downloadable bits, and that was handy. So I definitely took as much information away as possible. So I'd say Day 2 was a huge amount better. It was more engaging. The subject matters were more interesting. And the speakers were better. I don't know what it was about the first day speakers. I struggled to engage. So I'll just quickly finish this little sketch off. So, overall, I would definitely say the second day rocked. The first day was not even worth really going to because it was literally the same old that you get from any of the how to grow videos that are already available on YouTube. I'm certainly going to try some of the things that were recommended. But I wouldn't go as far as say recommend it. I'd say things that were mentioned that might help channel growth, retention and things like that. I meant, for me, when they were talking about the memberships and they're saying, have you got this? Are you doing that? Are you going to do this? And they were like tiers. That was quite interesting. Because then I know that I can have tiers and things like that as people engage, they get better rewards and things like that. So I'd say definitely Day 2 far, far better. Came away feeling much more inspired, much more positive, much more like I'd actually got a bit more of a plan. Whereas on Day 1 I had none of that. I nearly didn't bother going to Day 2 because Day 1 felt so bad. But again, it didn't really feel fair to small creators. I think instead of having a mix of different levels of creators, they would have been better off having like people with 0 to 1,000 subscribers. Have a day for them. Have a day for people with 1,000 to 2,000 subscribers and do it in tiers like that. And again, maybe have speakers who were more relatable. So for me, a speaker who's just hit their 1,000 subs and their 4,000 watch hours, how did their journey go? What hiccups did they come across in their journey? What would they recommend other people do? What did they, where did they make mistakes, and what did they do to correct those mistakes? Those sort of things. That's what it needed, but a lot of that wasn't there, if that makes sense, which was a shame. But the thing is, we all got to do a feedback poll thing, so hopefully they'll take away a lot of that feedback and maybe do something that is a bit more balanced towards its viewers. We'll stick little spiky things up here. So would I recommend doing the 360 things? At the end of the day, it never hurts. Well, within reason, it never hurts. And you never know what you're going to walk away with. I mean, as I say, day 1 was terrible, so I didn't walk away with anything. But day 2 was really, really good, and I did walk away with quite a bit. So it's kind of how you perceive it. And also, if you're willing to try and find information from these things, because if you can engage with it and suddenly reflect on your own channel and say, have I done that? Am I doing that? Should I do that? It's going to help. So, yeah. If they do another one and I get an invite, then yes. Yeah, I'll do it again. But like I say, I just hope they would cater more towards the actual people who are trying to grow. The people who are up and coming. The little people. And there we go, I think that'll do, don't you? There we go, so that was my thoughts on day 2. As I say, much better than day 1. And there's a little sketch to chuck in at the same time. So, thank you very much for popping by, and I hope to see you again soon. Yep, really soon. So till then, all the best, and happy drawing to you all.